Okay, so I've had a common question recently. How do I create a square, a perfect square? How do I inscribe a square in a circle? All of those are the same question, and it can be done with things that we already know. If you've watched the previous videos, creating a square, a perfect square inscribed in a circle is easy stuff. So we're going to start with a circle, all right? No big deal. We all can do a circle. So start with a circle, and of course, your ultimate goal is a square. So you don't have to make that circle super dark because we're probably going to erase it later if you're trying to make a square, or maybe you want to leave the circle there. I'm not sure. But we're going to now draw a diameter on our circle. Any diameter is fine. It doesn't have to be a specific, because they're all the same, right? All those diameters are the same. Not a side of our square. It's not a side of our square. So again, draw it light because ultimately that's not what you need. But these points of intersection, those endpoints of our diameter, are going to be two vertices of our square. So all we need to do is we need to bisect with a perpendicular bisector this diameter and draw another diameter. And remember, we know how to do a perpendicular bisector. If not, there's a much more thorough video on how to do a perpendicular bisector on this channel. But we need to set our compass to be more than halfway. Right now it is halfway, it is the radius. So I am going to open my compass just a little bit, so that I can perform a perpendicular bisector. And we know I'm going to perform a sweep with the center of my compass at one end of my diameter. I'm going to do the same thing at the other end of my diameter. I'm looking for those points of intersection between those two arcs, and I'm going to draw a perpendicular bisector. I'm looking at those points of intersection that I have found. It should also line up perfectly with the center of our circle because we know where the center of our diameter actually is. And right there, we have done a perpendicular bisector. We have found the other two vertices of our square. And so now we can connect them. And here is what we were looking for, that perfect square. Connecting these 4 points has never been easier. So we really just had one technique we wanted to use here, and we were applying that technique, that perpendicular bisector, to inscribe a square. And there it is, look at it. That is a perfect square inscribed in our circle. Hey, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Woo!